Hello everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome back to Lucid9. Without any further ado, let's just jump into it. The air is beautiful here, but cold. Maybe it's solely due to the sight of an endless stretch of memorial stones, but the light feels frigid against my skin. I pull my jacket tightly around me and navigate the cemetery. Although it's been a long time, years, my footsteps easily find their way. Ruri lays a gentle hand on my arm, comforting but unobtrusive. On another day, I might stop and muse at how many stones, how many different stories lie just in this one spot. Each engraving a different life, each monument a different family's history. But in this moment, I'm focused on just one thing. I pull to a stop in front of a marker by a boundary of trees, where a large stone looms from the ground, brisk letters carved into its surface. Ishimoto family grave. Mizo Ishimoto, February 1999 to January 2008. Oof. The business card deposit next to the grave is stacked, long neglected over the years. I absently shuffle through a few of them. Reporters, more reporters, teachers from our school, more reporters. This is the only mark that she made, a story in breaking news, significant for just a fleeting moment. She could have grown up to be so much more, but instead she was just a kid who suffered a tragedy. 3 months ago, maybe I would have been furious at the world. No, 3 months ago I was definitely furious at the world. But now... Hey, sis. I'm sorry that I didn't bring any flowers or incense. Didn't even grab any water. Terrible brother, aren't I? I'm silent for a moment. Ruri's fingers gently squeeze my shoulder. The wind picks up for a moment and sweeps warm air against our cheeks, almost like a single breath. If I close my eyes, I can almost see Mizu's smile, soft, open, with total understanding. She's still 9 years old in my head. Hasn't aged a day. Somehow, I doubt that she cares about flowers and incense. So, did you get my lanterns? I probably should have visited you sooner, but written communication is the next best thing, isn't it? Silence again. I swallow past the lump in my throat. Been having some problems about that day, as you probably know. I've always wished that you'd lived and that I'd died. Always. Who knows, maybe if you were still around, no one would have gotten hurt. Maybe you would have caught Ryuta before Shigure and I could have blinked. That sounds like you. The 9-year-old girl in my head frowns imperiously, almost as if to say, Yams, you totally underestimate yourself. It's okay, sis. I think I finally realized. Moping around doesn't change the past. Pretty sad, huh? You think it'd be obvious, considering that I can't time travel or anything. But I think, in some way, all I wanted to do really was remember you. Even if it meant being miserable all the time. Marie's face is coated with tears, but she doesn't say a word. I don't know why she's crying, but something about the sight is touching. So... I think I'm finally ready. I'll be moving on, sis. Sorry to leave you behind. Or is it actually that you've gone on ahead and you're waiting? I don't know, but I think you can trust me. Not necessarily because of me, but because of this girl, the one standing next to me. She's my best friend, and she has more responsibility than the both of us combined. She's really precious to me, so I'm sure you can trust her. I pause awkwardly, looking down at the stone. It feels so empty. No flowers, no food, nothing. I'll, see you later. I step away from the gravestone, but Rui suddenly darts forward. Mizu! I just wanted to say thank you, Mizu, thank you for protecting Yama. He means a lot, so to He means a lot, so much to so many people. You're a hero, Mizu. Thank you. I feel like you should know that you didn't make a bad choice. Yama is really cool. So sleep well, okay? I hope we get to meet someday. She steps away from the stone. I stare at her, flabbergasted. That was quite possibly the highest praise I'd ever received from someone, and she said it right in front of Mizu. What? It's true. Thanks. She shuffles awkwardly for a moment, then shrugs. We stare at the ground, suddenly intent on studying our shoes. Finally, Rui slides into the nearby bench set up beneath a tree. She leans her head backward and stares at the sky. Why don't we rest for a little bit? I sit on the opposite side of the bench, staring straight ahead. We remain in silence as the breeze brushes past, our hands folded neatly, almost formally, in our laps. At this moment, I'm keenly aware of the fact that something between us has drastically changed. It's not a change that I can verbalize, it's something abstract. Snug but coiled. Like someone's taking the air between us and stretching it over a warm hearth. Yama. I almost jump in surprise. What the fuck? Huh? She pauses for a moment. The tension expands. I keep my eyes on the long column of stones. I hear a slight shifting of fabric, like Rue's taking something out of her jacket, and then a hollow, light clunk. From my periphery, I see her push something towards me, something that scratches gently at the bench. Marie withdraws her hand and turns her head away from me without a word. Hesitantly, I reach out and pick up the object. It's a small, long box wrapped in gold paper and topped with a crinkled silver bow. It's for you. I pause for a moment, my throat dry. So I gathered, not like anyone else's around here. Marie remains silent, her face turned away. I gingerly raise the box and shake it against my ear, no sound. It's not like it'll explode or anything, idiot. She's not even looking and she can tell what I'm doing. That's pretty remarkable. How many fingers am I holding up? Oh, come on, just open it. I pull the ribbon loose and work my finger into the paper, cleanly separating the creases. A black box slides out of the wrapping and lands in my hands. It has no branding, but its weightiness in my palm exudes a sense of importance. What is this? If you opened it, you'd know. Duh. I know that, Roops! Presents. I lift the lid of the box, a tiny part of me expecting to see some kind of bomb. But no, it's not a bomb. It's a pen. In fact, it's a very expensive-looking pen with a marbled cobalt barrel and trimmings of silver on either end. I gently pick it from its velour lining, examining it in the scarlet sunlight. It lies heavily in the creases of my fingers, almost as if it's pressing life directly into my skin. Everything about this pen just screams money, and somehow I don't think Yahiko bought this one. I place the pen back in the case, clearing my throat. Suddenly, it's practically impossible to look at Marie. Thanks, I tried to say. Thanks for the pen. Thanks for everything. The words stop short in my throat. I awkwardly cough. Wow. You opened it? This is pretty shiny. Do you like it? Well, yeah, it's really nice. Stupid. It's a nice pen, but it's more than that. How long has it been since I made that one dumb offhand comment in the amusement park? Embrace the future, Yama. This is the ideal of technology. I'll stick with pen. I'll stick with pen and paper, thanks. Ha! Are you an old man? You don't even use pen and paper. I would if I had a pen that worked. You can always, I don't know, buy one. Buy one? Now, why would I do that? Has Rui been thinking about something so insignificant all this time? My fingers shake as I press this lid over the box, mind racing too fast to track. Marie cares. I've known about it for a long time, but She remembered something random, something trivial, something that really didn't matter. No one even uses pens anymore. No one with common sense, that is. And yet, she prioritized it. She invested in it. For whose sake? Mine? I don't even know how to properly thank her, or if I can even properly thank her. I turned to her, gripping the box tightly in my hands, grasping for words. Wait! Before you say anything, I have something I want to tell you. Are you gonna finally confess your love to me? She's still facing away from me, stubbornly keeping her eyes on the stones. I only sit in numb silence. So, I was thinking, about, when we argued. And I guess I realized that I don't really give you enough credit. Not out loud, at least. So I just wanted to say thank you. I guess I've been saying it a lot recently, but, you can never hear too much encouragement, right? Why is she thanking me? She already complimented me in front of Mizu, and now... And just so you know, well, everyone might tease us about it, but this is just a gift between friends. I'm just so grateful. It sounds so cheesy, but I'm thankful that you protected me. In that classroom with Mr. Ryuda, I felt so alone. I didn't think anyone would come for me. But there's always hope, isn't there? No matter what. Anyways, all that was to say that this is a gift with no strings attached. I just want you to use it well. And I know now that you'll always protect me anyway. She turns to me, the last remnants of the sun streaming through her hair in a river of fire. And it burn, burn, burn in a ring of fire. In a ring of fire. Okay, every facet of her face lights up in a smile. A smile of pure, childlike joy, simple to the heart. Thank you, Yama. You're my best friend. And the moment becomes still. It's funny. To another person, maybe that sentence would be offensive. I'm your best friend? That's it? That's all I am? I mean to you after so many years? But to me, it feels like the greatest gift I could ever imagine. After Mizu, I'd never thought I could be normal again. I'd never thought that I could laugh, have fun, or tell stupid jokes to a close circle of friends. To be honest, I'd never thought that I would have friends at all. Life was empty. Gray. I almost thought that said gay. I'm like, what? Gray. I practically lived in a distant corner of the school playground. I could never grow up as a normal kid. Not anymore. No one would want to be friends with dopey, boring Yama Ishimoto. At least that's what I'd believed. The wind gently brushes into a current that threads through us, whispering through fabric into a time that never ends. Our eyes are locked, but not in tension, but not even in weariness. It's in peace, a baseline, earthly peace that feels unshakable, a sense of security that can't be replaced. I feel the corners of my lips slowly tug upwards, pulled on, bidden by something light and warm, and my eyes close and I'm laughing. Not like the sarcastic chuckles that have dominated the past few weeks. Not even like the sighs of relief earlier this morning, or the snorts of amusement throughout the day. It's something that I haven't felt in a long, long time. Quiet, pure, airy, something that makes me feel like I can do anything. Is this happiness? The emotion swells inside and my grin broadens until it feels like it'll burst off of my face. And then Rui's laughing. She's laughed often, but this time is also different. There's no gap between her breaths, and everything is fluid, almost as if it's pouring out of her. And we just sit there, returning back to childhood. Two dorks laughing like idiots in the middle of a cemetery. It's probably disgraceful. We probably look like we're insane. But I close my eyes and I feel the sun on my face, and I realize that I don't care. Or rather, maybe I care about what actually matters. Rui's laughter finally quiets and she settles back, a light blush coloring her cheeks. If it's okay, can we get together tomorrow? I have something important to tell you. It should be an ominous phrase, but I only find myself grinning. You know that you can just tell me now, right?
Well,
She blushes a little deeper, digging her fingers into her skirt, like she's self-conscious about her uniform.
the weather's not feeling quite right. The stars are not perfectly aligned, the horoscopes.
Okay, I get it. Tomorrow it is. There's a brief pause. Ruri lowers her gaze.
We should get going.
Ruri,
Huh?
you're my best friend, too. She colors deeply at this, but a hint of that light, airy smile returns to her face.
I know, you told Mizu, but thank you.
There's so much more I want to say. She's thanked me for so much. Things that don't even matter, but I haven't thanked her for anything. It was because of her make-believe that I got by Mizu's death. It was because of her support that I've gotten by these past few years. The romance conundrum? I don't know. It seems so far away, so insignificant. I just want to show her the gratitude that she deserves. But I can't seem to find the right words to say. It's as if anything that comes to my mind gets lodged in there. I guess we'd better head back.
Didn't I just say that?
You might have, yes, but where are you even staying? Isn't the school closed?
Well, it's not like they could just kick us out with nowhere to go, so there's temporary housing for students in an apartment complex.
You're going there?
Actually, I'm gonna go home. Mom and Dad arranged everything already. All my stuff's there. They're going to drive me back.
I'll wait with you.
No, you need to go home. It's getting dark. It's not safe for you to be around.
And that makes it safer for you?
I'll be fine. Don't forget to come by tomorrow, okay?
I'll be there.
You'd better. Bye!
She runs over to the edge of the cemetery that lines up with the street. That eases my nerves. At the very least, she'll be in public. I head back to my own apartment, holding this novel, airy feeling as tightly as I can. The last traces of sun soak out of the sky, replaced with deep shades of cobalt. It's been a good day. I stop in front of my apartment door, reaching toward the key padlock. I have a bad feeling. Please don't tell me there's something bad's gonna happen. Then I hear it. Faint melodies of some classical strain are bleeding through my door. No! Music, coming from my apartment. The apartment that I haven't been to in 3 months. Oh no, I have a bad feeling. The dizzy glow of ignorant happiness falls away from me all at once. I push the door open quietly, adrenaline spiking in my veins. Of course it's not over. Was I just getting complacent? Of course it's not over! Fuck! I inch into my apartment as the music warbles on. Aside from the moonlight streaming through the curtains, everything is dark. I reach out to switch on the light, but nothing happens. Oh no. The music swells to a crescendo. My hands grow clammy. I tighten them against my jacket. Something pricks at the back of my neck. I whip around, squinting at the shadows. Nothing but stillness. I shuffle to my kitchen, keeping my steps light as I extract a knife from the counter. My heart pulses in my throat. Someone in my apartment? Could it possibly? No, he's under custody. He has to be. Shiguri would tell me if he escaped. I inch closer, tightening my shaking grip on the handle of the knife. Oh, it's her. And then something inches into the light, awash with silver. Good evening.
Good evening, Yama Ishimoto.
Oh, god damn it. Natsuki Tanaka leans against the window, arms crossed over her chest as she surveys me with a patronizing smile. The mix of the music, though. Natsuki? Why is Natsuki here? How did she get here? What is she doing?
Did you miss me?
My grip goes slack. The knife clatters to the floor. What are you doing here?
I wonder.
You can't just waltz into my apartment.
I already have.
Get out or I'm calling the police.
Go ahead. Would you believe they would listen?
I fall silent at that, my head spinning too fast to track. Closing down the school, withholding information on the crime, setting up Ryota as a scarecrow immigrant. That was you?
Oh dear, I could hardly take credit for such a master's work of art. No, no, I'm just an ordinary teenage girl, beset with high school drama and college entrance exams.
A sudden thrill of rage races through my veins. I lunged forward, slamming my hand on the glass. Look, Tanaka, I'm not in the mood for games.
Oh, that's interesting. I could have sworn you were just playing one.
What?
Oh, are you reigning in ignorance now? I speak of the, RP, of course.
How could you...
No. I believe we've been over this part before, Ishimoto. It is hardly of any importance by this point.
Ugh! She suddenly twists her fingers into my collar, her face dropping into a harsh straight line.
What really matters is your sheer ignorance. You should have heeded my words while you had the chance.
Your words?
That you should have stayed out of this. All of this.
She releases me, shoving me back with surprising strength. I barely catch myself against the wall. I caught the serial killer. Isn't that what? Natsuki barks in harsh laughter.
What, that little pawn? I wouldn't go patting myself on the back for him if I were you. I practically spoon-fed him into your hands.
She claps hollowly, every facet of her face alight in a sardonic smile.
Congratulations, Yami Ishimoto. You think this is the end? You aren't even close.
For fuck's sake! She slides to the door with cat-like grace, tapping something on her hip. The deadly figure cuts off abruptly.
Oh, and you might want to change your key code.
Oh, what the fuck? There's silence. Nothing but cold, deadly silence. I sink into my sofa, waiting in the darkness of my apartment. Only one phrase thumbs through my mind. Ruida in jail. Rui alive. So what? The press is silent. The school is closed, and according to Shigure, something's wrong with the police too. I thought I understood everything, but Natsuki is always one step ahead. I thought I was the orchestrator, but it looks like I'm just a pawn. Still too ignorant, still too weak. I don't know what's going on. But maybe this is when all changes, because now I'm capable of fighting back. For Mizu, who I should have protected. For the smiles of my friends. For peace and happiness, I guess. How cliché. Maybe it's time to stop staying back, thinking that everything will go wrong. Maybe it's time to move forward. There's something behind all of these murders, and I have to figure out what that something is. And I can't do it alone, but I guess I'm realizing that I won't need to. What? Ah! I dreamed of something strange. At the time, it was perfectly clear, something so vibrant that it was almost tangible. There was smoke, something heavy in the air, a kind of blackness filling my lungs. While I was dreaming, I understood everything, but after waking up, it felt vague, a silhouette immersed in fog. I feel like I've missed something important. Normally I might check if Natsuki's stolen anything from my apartment, as anyone would do. To be honest, though, she doesn't seem like the thieving type. If anything, she's probably just the kind of person who relishes in the abject terror of humanity. Instead, I guess I'll wash up and get dressed and do whatever else is routine, waiting for the moment of truth until I meet Rui today. It's a little strange, now that the day's bright and the sun's shining and the weather is a stereotypically beautiful summer day, I find that my head is painfully clear. Cryptic warnings? Whatever. They're only ominous in the dead of night when accompanied by dunce macabre. As for meeting Rui today, I can't deny it any longer. She's going to confess to me. Yes! Yes, she is. She's going to say that she likes me, as in, has romantic feelings for me, just so I don't understand, dummy, okay? Just so I don't misunderstand, dummy, okay? So listen up or she'll punch me. And by the way, this doesn't mean we have to date or anything. She thought she should let me know. And she's liked me for forever, but because I'm such a dummy, I never realized it. But anyway, where was she going with this? She had a point. Ah, right, she likes me. Yeah, that's all she had to tell me. Then she'll finally stop breathlessly, and I'm supposed to act floored because she was so very subtle about hiding her feelings. Maybe it sounds arrogant, but it's true. I can't deny that. For some unknown reason, Rui Hayata has feelings for Yama Ishimoto. The problem has always been, what do I do in response? You'd think that after facing a serial killer together, anything else would pale in comparison. And, well, I guess it did. Yesterday. No, for the past 3 months, even. But maybe I'm having doubts now that the event is actually imminent, because for the first time, it's not just something I can push off for later. I'm going to have to face it today. The thing is, I know what Misaki would say, or what Akira would say. She likes you and you need her. What's the problem? That's the problem. That's exactly the problem. Rui doesn't deserve anything half-hearted. She doesn't deserve a guy who doesn't even know how he feels, or a guy who's using her for his own purposes. She deserves someone who's totally madly in love with her, who will pursue her to the ends of the earth, who will fight for her like she's... Why do I suddenly think of Masato? Ugh. Then Misaki or Akira will respond, well, I'm sure that doesn't matter to her. She likes you for you. And I will respond, It does matter. It will always matter. It will matter because in a few months, Rui will be disappointed, claiming that she's in a one-sided love and she'll want more from me than I'm able to give. It will matter because if something happens between us, I'll have no one left. Then Misaki or Akira will respond, love is a choice. Love is an action. It's not a wishy-washy feeling. You can choose to love her. Then they'll continue. So go, confess! Seize the day! And at that convenient moment, Rui will call me, and the shoujo manga will be complete. That is completely true. As someone who reads shoujo, that is completely true. And speak of the devil. Don't tell me this is about to happen. Hey, I know we were supposed to meet up today, but I was thinking that... Yama. My voice dies in my throat and I flop on the couch, staring at the ceiling. Hi, Dad. An awkward pause. I hadn't expected this call to come today. In fact, I hadn't expected this call to come, well, ever.
What exactly has been going on?
I don't hear disapproval in his voice. I don't hear anger. I don't even hear worry. He sounds distant, just like how I feel distant. Nothing much. It sounds feeble coming out of my mouth. Of course stuff has been happening. They've been paying the hospital bills. They've been receiving notices from the school. Who knows, maybe Shiguri talked to them.
I want to hear it from your own mouth.
Yama, what's this about a serial killer? And Rui, and... They weren't supposed to call. They were supposed to be ignorant, able to keep their son at a distance, abiding by whatever arrangement was most comfortable for them. Yeah, there's been disappearances at the school. It was actually because a faculty member at the school was kidnapping students and murdering them. Yes, we heard. I can't believe it. He almost killed Rui. Dead silence follows the statement. I wait, my palms sweating against my pajamas.
So, the hospital visit.
Yeah. Another silence. So much for not bothering my parents. Yama, you almost died, didn't you?
You better tell me that there was no other option, son, and that you called the police.
There wasn't, and yeah, I did. There's yet another silence. It's almost as if we're co-workers rather than family members. To be honest, I can't really say why. It's not like my parents hate me. In fact, I know that they care for me. Things used to be different. We were a close family in a way. Mom and Dad were always smiling, always laughing, always excited about their restaurant. But after Mizu...
Son,
Huh?
did you hear your mother?
I paused, dead size.
We're coming to pick you up. Now.
Wait, what? Leave? Now? There's too much unfinished. There's too much that I'm leaving behind. There's just too much. Honey, we thought you'd be happy and safe and happy in Isamu with Rui, but I am!
Oh yes, I could tell that from the hospital notice and from the serial killer that was apparently after your and Rui's necks.
Dear, please calm down.
You're coming back, Yama Ishimoto. I'm not
And suddenly his voice cracks.
losing my other kid.
Just like that, the distance between us shatters into pieces. Fall backwards, my mind flailing for explanations. Expectations, guilt, nostalgia. We've been distant for years. We've barely spoken. Most times I don't even come home for the holidays. Because after Mizu died, all they did was push me away. Right? Or was I the one who pushed them away first? I don't remember anymore. All I know is I don't want to go back, not yet. I still need to stay in the city. I still have so much to discover about Ruda, about the news, about everything. But it's probably selfish. No, it's definitely selfish. All this time I thought that my parents sent me to school with Rui to kick me out, but it looks like they've just been trying to care for me. Shouldn't I repay that favor?
We're getting in the car. Pack your stuff, Yama.
We'll be there in 3 hours, honey. On the dot. 3 hours. 3 hours to say goodbye to all the friends I've made, tie up all the loose ends I've left hanging, including my visit to Rui, if I'm gonna visit her at all. What will I even do when I return to my hometown? Sleep? Watch movies? Waste the day just like I used to? No. I might not be in Isamu anymore, but that doesn't mean that I can't do anything productive from home. Okay. Have a safe trip. Bye-bye, honey. You be safe too. And with that, the call shuts off. I probably should feel relieved, or happy, or grateful for learning that my parents haven't been ignoring me this whole time, but I only feel blank. Maybe the distance is too much, maybe it's all too late. I carelessly begin to throw some of my belongings in a luggage, but stop short, checking the time. 3 hours. I have just enough time to visit one friend, then pop over to Rui's house before my parents arrive. Who? Just one person? It seems so sudden. Well, then again, I guess I shouldn't be making this a big deal. I'm not exactly moving to a different planet. Still, if I can only see one person, who should I see? Oh, please don't tell me I have to choose. Don't tell me I have to choose. I don't want to choose. Ah! Achievement unlocked! A harem king! You can't see it, but I can. It says Casanova. Oh my god. Harem king. Good thing I just saved right before this so we can see all of them! Hooray! Let's go. I don't know who to choose. And why is it only the girls? What about Masato or Yahiko? I guess I'll just go with, I'll go with Misaki. Considering the circumstances, this is probably the best person I can talk to right now. Hey, Alma, what's up? This is kind of sudden, but are you busy with work right now? No. Why do you ask? Do you think we can meet up? Our silence pervades over the line. She didn't hang up, did she? Are we going on an adventure? What? So, no? No, I just wanted to talk to you about something. Oh, I see. So, where do you want to meet? How about the courtyard? Oh, wait, the school's closed. Is there anywhere else where we could have a decent discussion? Ah, of course. Have you been to the river by school? The river? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Alright, I'll see you there in a bit. She cuts the call. Well, time to head to the river. I leave my luggage in my apartment and head outside, slipping Rui's pen into my pocket. The day is beautiful and bright, sending waves of sparkles skittering across the surface of the Rainbow River. If I hadn't almost drowned in it twice, I might have actually appreciated its beauty. As it is, I can barely bring myself to approach a bench that's a good distance from the river's edge. I find Misaki already waiting for me. Her elbows are propped on the railing, a faraway gleam in her eyes as she overlooks the cityscape. That's odd. Normally she would be absorbed in her phone or snapping photos of everything around her. I tap on her on the shoulder to get her attention. Afternoon, stranger.
Oh, you're here. It's about time you showed up.
Well, sorry for not having superhuman speed.
You could always jump into radioactive waste like all the other superheroes.
Does the Rainbow River count? As pretty as it is, it's plenty polluted.
So you're saying you already have a superpower?
If I said I could destroy enemies with one punch, would you believe me?
Not in the slightest. You need to be bald for that.
Hey! Good job! Good job making an anime reference. I love that. How that relates to having a superpower is beyond me.
So, what did you want to talk about? It must be important if you couldn't tell me over the phone.
I fixed my eyes on the churning river, taking a moment to decide how to break the news. I'm moving away.
Moving away? You mean back to Seto?
Yeah, my parents weren't very happy when they heard about the incident. So they told me to move back with them. They don't think Isamu is safe anymore. Misaki's fingers curl around the railing, her gaze still transfixed somewhere off in the distance.
I see. And after we've just reunited. I just thought that maybe we could spend some time together, just like when we were younger. But I might have been getting ahead of myself.
Despite her composure, there's a catch in her voice.
I'm sorry, Yama. I shouldn't be this upset.
I awkwardly reached forward, then stepped back, then settled for an awkward pat on her shoulder. I get it. I don't want to leave either.
Well, I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? 4 years ago, I was the one to leave. Now it's you. If anyone should be upset after all this time, it should be you. At me.
And yet, she lifts her eyes to the sky and tilts her head back, breathing deeply. After a moment, she seems to regain her composure.
Have you told anyone else that you're leaving?
I haven't had the chance. My parents are picking me up in a few hours.
That soon?
Yeah, unfortunately. She bites her lip, seemingly lost in thought.
Yama, there's something I need to tell you before you go.
What is it? She turns to face me, reaching out to hold my hands. I almost shrank back instinctively, but that would be kind of rude. Misaki was always very handsy.
Thank you for never leaving me.
But I am leaving.
That's not what I meant.
She sighs heavily.
I know that I'm not the easiest person to get along with. I used to drag you everywhere with me. You always ended up getting hurt, or in trouble, or even both. And yet, you never hated me for it.
She smiles wistfully, her grip tightening around my fingers.
Thank you for always being there for me, Yama. That's why I love you.
Oh, what? This sudden nonchalant declaration leaves me speechless. Misaki, lost me? Since when did that happen?
What's the matter?
But what about Rui?
Oh, I love Ryu too, of course.
Wait. What?
Is it so wrong of me to say that I love you guys?
You mean you weren't...
I wasn't what?
She looks genuinely confused until a realization dawns on her.
Oh, you thought I was confessing. I love you, Yama, but not in that way.
I untangle myself from her grip in embarrassment. Then you probably shouldn't be using the word love so casually, Miki. Crap, now I'm starting to sound like Elizabeth. Ignoring my anguish, Misaki slaps me on the back, a smug grin plastered on her face.
You thought I was confessing and the first person you think about is Rui? I thought you said you didn't have feelings for her.
Well, I will... you see... I stumble over my words like an idiot. Why did I think of Rui? Sure, I know she likes me. Is that why my intrinsic response is to reject anyone else? Honestly, I don't know.
You are going to see her before you leave, aren't you?
Huh? Oh, yeah. She's the one who told me to visit her, actually. I'm pretty sure she's going to confess to me.
Don't tell me you're getting cold feet.
Well... Ugh! Misaki suddenly steps forward, gripping me by the collar. What are you... Everyone's grabbing me by the collar in this episode. God damn!
You have to see her, Yama. You can't just ignore the situation anymore. I know that you're scared. I know that you don't want to lose her, but just imagine how Rui must be feeling right now. She's probably just as afraid as you are. And if things don't work out, do you honestly believe you'll ever grow apart after everything you've gone through together? I've known you both for a long time now, and there's no denying that you care for each other, even if it isn't in the romantic sense. So go talk to her, Yama. She needs you right now.
Seemingly done with her scolding, Misaki releases me. She's right. She's completely right. I never really considered how hard it must have been for Rui to decide to confess to me. The least I could do is take her words to heart. Okay.
Good. Now that we have settled, I have a favor to ask you.
And what might that be?
Promise me that you'll use pattern more often.
That's a very tame request coming from Misaki. Alright, I promise.
Cross your heart and die?
Isn't it cross your heart or hope to die?
Probably. I was never good with idioms.
I chuckle at that. Alright, but I still wouldn't know what to pat about.
Like I told you before, it could be anything.
So I could post that picture I took of you picking the school lock?
You didn't.
Oh? What's wrong? Afraid it would tarnish your online image as the cool, polished trendsetter?
I thought that we were partners in crime, Yama, not backstabbers.
Help those who help themselves, right?
Or I might have a better idea.
Which is?
You make yourself popular in pattern and we establish influential connections. Then, with our combined leverage,
we take over the world! My own? My love? My precious?
Precisely.
This girl scares me sometimes. And yet, why do I feel honored? In some twisted way, I guess it's because she regards me as an equal. Come to think of it, that was the case even when we were younger. To Misaki, I was never this troubled or weird kid. I was just a friend. Someone who she wanted to have adventures with. Someone who she wanted to experience life with. I guess that I'd always appreciated that. Even if world domination is a bit of an extreme case. Say, Miki?
Yes?
I gotta go soon, so could you tell the others why I had to move away?
Sure thing.
She could have asked why I didn't want to tell them myself. She could have asked why I couldn't just text them on my own. She simply accepted. She simply trusted me. Thanks. I turn away, but her hand touches my arm.
Yama,
See you later. I swallow. My throat's only feeling heavy. You too, Miki. And with that, I walk away, heading to the train station. I'm gonna save it right here. Just so I know what to do. I think... Actually, you know what? We're gonna load. We're gonna go back here. I want to see the other ones too, so... Should I do it now or later? Yeah, why not? Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do one more. So we already did Misaki, so let's do Elizabeth. Honestly, I'm not sure why I'm making this choice, but here goes. We'll do the last two in the next episode, because I'll only have time for another one.
hello?
Hi. An awkward silence descends between us. Without the hubbub of our other friends, the atmosphere feels notably uncomfortable. We don't even have the consolation of a barrier of hatred anymore.
Well, what is it?
What are you up to right now?
Studying for the university entrance exams. School might have closed, but the tests have not been postponed.
Ha! Studying.
What? Oh, yes, I see.
Yeah, me and studying.
I still haven't the foggiest notion how you managed to pass class, much less pull partially decent grades.
Dashing good looks.
Of that, I severely doubt.
Oh, love,
You ever wound me?
Don't. Oh, never mind. Why are you calling?
despite her irritated front, I can tell that there's a hint of concern. Might I spare a moment of your time, Miss Bennet? There's a brief pause before she responds.
Whatever for, Mr. Darcy? Perchance to tease me at your whim?
I'm starting to wonder if it's a good idea to talk to her instead of someone else. No, I need to give her a chance.
Merely to exchange a word, Miss Bennet. I request your presence at the...
Oh wait, the entire school's closed. I don't exactly want to meet at the cafe, especially since that's her workplace. Is there anywhere else where we could have a decent discussion? Ah, of course. We're going to the river again.
Might we rendezvous at the river near the academy, Miss Bennet? It will be for but a moment. You do know what rendezvous implies, Mr. Darcy?
A meeting, yes, I am aware.
That's not... Oh, never mind. I shall see you there.
Farewell, Miss Bennet. She cuts the call without another word, but I pushed away the creeping doubt. Right, time to head to the river. I leave my luggage in my apartment and head outside, slipping Rory's pen into my pocket. The day is beautiful and bright, sending waves of sparkles skittering across the surface of the Rainbow River. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we've already seen all this. Elizabeth already seated on the bench, hand idly pulling at strands in her hair. She seems to be deep in thought. Deep in thought. Top of the morning, Your Majesty! Wait, that's not good. I have to do Jacksepticeye. Top of the morning, Your Majesty! There you go. I hope your ears are fucking dead. Elizabeth jerks away, but to her credit, doesn't let out a sound.
Oh, that was sudden.
I sit next to her, feeling a little disappointed. What, have you gotten used to jump scares?
I don't get your meaning.
You didn't squeal. Instead of getting annoyed, she only glances away.
So it seems. Well, what would you expect me... Well, what would you expect considering that?
She stops short.
Never mind, just tell me what you're here for.
I want to crack another joke, but when I open my mouth, the truth spills out instead. I'm moving.
Oh, that's unusual. I didn't think you would continue your studies.
Wait, what?
Aren't you moving schools? Since the academy is closed. I suppose that even if it's for a short time, you might learn something vitally important.
Ha! The thought never crossed my mind. I'm not changing schools. I'm moving away from Isamu.
Whether you stay in Isamu or not doesn't strictly speaking matter. So long as you're transferring...
No. I'm not going to school. I'm moving back to my hometown because my parents want me to get out of here after the whole, serial killing business. The sudden burst of rage falls just as quickly as it rose. I sink into the bench, wearily pressing my fingers against my forehead. Sorry.
No, I should have understood. You don't want to move, I presume?
Why would I?
Because your parents do have a point. You did nearly die.
So, I'd run away because I was scared?
Well, it wouldn't exactly be inconsistent with your character. In the past, you have tended to run away from your problems.
I open my mouth to spew a comeback, but nothing gives me pause. But something gives me pause. She's not saying this in a malicious manner. She's just being blunt and speaking her mind. It's actually refreshing. I don't need to second guess what she's thinking. Yeah, I guess I've run away a lot. But if you think about it, I've only run where there's someplace better to run to. I've got a pretty good life here. Been here for, 4 years? I don't have anything to gain by going back to my hometown.
And Isamu is also boasted to be the most prosperous town in Japan.
Exactly. No reason for me to leave.
I'm glad you can adopt such a clinical view.
What can I say? I'm an optimist. Elizabeth twitches her lip, pausing for a moment.
And yet, it seems that there may be a reason to leave Isamu.
The media?
Amongst other things.
Veruda's cover-up?
Amongst other things.
How many of these other things are going on exactly?
A whole bloody lot, apparently.
Truly your language is dainty, Miss Bennet.
And yours as primitive as ever, Mr. Darcy.
We drop into another silence. Talking with Elizabeth without a sense of pure loathing, it's an incredibly surreal feeling.
So, have you anything else to say?
Besides announcing the sudden move? Like what?
Oh, I don't know. But we are by a river, with no one else around, a few weeks after your recovery from a life-threatening ordeal, sitting on a bench together.
What, do you think I'm gonna push you in the river?
That fucking caught me off guard! Blimey, you're about as dense a block of metal.
Or maybe I just don't want to think about what you're implying. I think you've been reading too many books, Lizzie. You're getting a little paranoid, no?
Oh, shut up.
Well, aren't you feisty?
Care for a spot of tea? If only to douse you with.
There's something comfortingly familiar about the verbal abuse. This time when we pause, it doesn't feel strained. Don't worry about that kind of stuff, by the way. I already get enough matchmaking when it comes to Rui.
Ah, right. I assume you're going to visit her today.
I'm supposed to, I guess.
What's that supposed to mean?
Should I tell her? Elizabeth, of all people? A few months ago, I wouldn't have. I would have expected her to mock me, or insult me, maybe even hit me. But then again, today's different. I'm pretty sure that she's going to confess to me.
So you're thinking of running away?
Surprisingly, though her words are blunt, there's not a fleck of hostility in her voice. Well, when you put it that way.
I know that many people believe that the two of you should just date. Does that, in a way, only make you more repulsed by the idea?
She's taking me seriously. I should be surprised, but I find that I'm not. I'm not exactly repulsed. I just don't really know how I feel towards Rui, I guess.
I see.
It wouldn't feel fair to her if we started dating when I don't even know how I feel.
That makes sense. I'm proud. You're being very mindful of the situation.
I snort at this, until I realize that she's not joking. Wait, for real?
I'm just saying. That's what used to bug me the most. You never took anything seriously.
Even so.
Well, from my perspective, it seems like you care about Rui very much. You probably just don't want to hurt her, correct?
Yeah.
I've read several novels about childhood friends. Sometimes they wonder whether they really like each other, or whether they're feelings or just natural reactions to spending so much time together.
Yeah, that's exactly it, actually. She's really special, but...
Do you wonder about Rui? Do you wonder that about Rui? If she is simply mistaking your friendship for feelings?
I never thought about it consciously, but I think she's right. You're quite observant, Miss Bennet.
A natural consequence of being well-read, Mr. Darcy.
There's a small pause. Elizabeth takes a quiet breath.
I think you should see her today. Nothing good will come from holding all of this in. In my opinion, the two of you just need to have a proper talk.
Like we did?
About drastically different things, I would hope.
I chuckle. It's genuine. Thanks, Elizabeth. Elizabeth turns back to the water, contemplative.
Are you coming back?
I'd like to, I guess.
But are you coming back?
Probably not. She coughs slightly. I glance at my phone. Time to meet Rui. Mind telling the others why I'm moving? I gotta go.
Already?
Yeah, my parents are coming soon.
Should I ask why you'd rather not tell them yourself? There's such a thing as text messaging and email, you know.
Can you ask? Of course. Should you? Preferably not.
Why not?
Because.
You know, I have this feeling that you're trying to be the noble idiot who distances everyone and tries to save the world on his own.
The insight is sudden, but keen. I find myself remembering Natsuki's visit. I've told myself that I only really have time to visit one person, but it's not exactly like communicating with people is hard. So then, why do I feel so reluctant? There's a very plausible answer that I haven't thought of until now. Subconsciously, I still believe that people getting involved will just hurt them. If Natsuki's little drop-in wasn't an indicator of that, I don't know what was. Ha! Please, you know me. The only skin I'd try to save would be mine. You both know that's utter rubbish, Yama. I only stand with my best attempt at a disarming smile. Take care, Lizzie. And you. I headed down the path to the train station, paying little attention to the good weather. Is this different from the last other message? Well, guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Lucid9. I know, we're so close to the ending. Probably, hopefully, maybe. I hope so. But sadly, I have to cut this now. So, with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode of Lucid9 and you want to see more, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!